Hey Justin, so I was asked the other day about how useful our software might be for a member of the Indepet group. So I wanted to kind of get on with you and have a chat about that. We've
Yeah.
got a whole bunch of pet shop customers in different groups, mainly local independent pet related retail businesses. You've dealt with pet shops. What are the sort of things they're looking for when they're looking for good software?
Yeah, look, good loyalty tools around pet, particularly around how frequent they buy, maybe their dog food or cat food.
Yep.
Um, yeah, there's a couple of other things as well. The main things though, I mean, point of sale is point of sale. The main things I've realized lately are the AI tools.
Yep.
So, bringing in invoices in electronically, creating blog posts. They want, e-commerce integration with that as well.
Sorry,
So
so on e-commerce integration, I know we're pretty strong because we've got the Shopify integration, BigCommerce, WooCommerce. We really make that seamless.
mm.
And I know we've got a whole bunch of pet shops we've developed websites for as well.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, you mentioned the platforms we integrate with. We also develop the sites ourselves. But as far as the integration, it's really simple. Most of it's controlled from the database. So we'll send across images, we'll
Yep.
send across web descriptions, we'll send across variant information and a couple of other things as well.
So why don't we get into it? Show us what you might pitch to an indie pet business or to any other pet shop business, and let's see what it actually looks like. So,
Yeah. Yeah, well, as I said from the start, like the AR tools are certainly the definitely the popular things lately. I know AI can be a bit daunting for people, but um, it's funny, like I'm seeing more and more people inquire about it, and even if they are using AI, they're going externally to do things and then bringing it back into the software. Whereas, as you know, we've had AI developed, tools within the software, embedded in the software for a couple of years now. So,
so we link to directly within the software to ChatGPT and to Google Gemini. People can use whichever of those LLMs they prefer.
yeah.
Okay, so you,
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. So look, the first one is easily the more popular one. It's the AI invoice import.
yep,
So this is basically we can essentially create any electronic invoice from any particular file that a supplier gives you. The most common file is obviously a PDF. Most suppliers, 98% of suppliers should give you a PDF copy of that invoice. So we can come in here, and if I go select, I'll select that pet invoice. So over on the left-hand side is the PDF copy. If I get AI to analyze that within a couple of seconds, mind you, this is what, three items on the invoice, so that obviously happened really quickly. But I'll show you another example soon. But I've got three items here. All of these items I've never had in my database before. So straight away, it's brought across the supplier stock code, it's brought across the description. It's also assigned it to a department as well because I've got that set up in my, supplier settings in the back end. If I go down here, the total price of that invoice, excluding GST, is 109.30. So if I just expand this and go across here, we'll see if it marries up. And yep, it says 109.30. So that's absolutely married it up. Now, there's a couple of things I have to do with this. So, firstly, because I haven't had these items in, I have to add them in. So, firstly, you got to generate a barcode. So, I say generate a barcode, but you can scan the barcode directly into that box,
so
straight
this
from the
is in a
product.
situation where the supplier hasn't provided the barcode on the invoice.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. I mean, the invoice is only as good as obviously what data's on the invoice.
Right.
That said, if you've had these products in your stock file before, it's going to remember all the existing data you've had against that
Yep.
product. So yeah, I'm just going to generate one. It's obviously assigned it to a department, but I can change that department if I want to.
Yep.
And there's a couple of smarts about it as well. So there's some bulk tools down the bottom here. So let's just say all of this was pet food or dog food to be more specific. You can come down here and set all the departments. So if you had a list of, say 20 items there, you don't have to go through individually and do that
Yep.
one by one. But yeah, once you've got that data in there, you simply click on the add item button over on the right hand side. And again, you can click this button here and that will add all the items. They're in there. And then you click on save to arrivals and that will create an arrival based on this invoice.
So we have a pet shop using these AI tools in their business today, and they're saying that this single function alone is saving them 2 to 3 hours of paid labor every week.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you take out all the talking I just did. I mean, mind you, it's three items, as I said, but that honestly took me less than a minute.
Yeah.
So you can imagine if there's, we've had invoices where there's 3 or 4 pages, yeah, 50 to 100 line items. So easily take you less than, 10 or 20 minutes.
So they're saving 2 to 3 hours of paid labor a week. And they also said that the number of mistakes from that entry of data,
Hmm.
by eliminating that, the mistakes they're eliminating are significant and valuable to the business.
Yeah, you make a good point. And also data consistency as well. Like if you've got multiple people arriving, invoices within the business, you're not going to have multiple people
Yep.
describing products in,
Yep.
in certain ways. So
So give us another example of the AI tools that an Indepet customer could use.
yeah, so the other one is actually just while we're on the stock arrival process, I just wanted to go through another
Hmm.
integration we've done, and that's barcode lookup. So this is an online database of over 1.5 billion items. But if I come back into here and I've copied a barcode across here, I'm just going to scan my barcode at the point of sale. And you can do this through, the stock receivable process or adding an item on the fly. But this screen here is basically saying, hey, I can't find that barcode that you've
Yep.
just scanned in the system. So when I click on add, because we've done that integration with the online database, when I go through the add stock item wizard, you'll see that it's automatically populated that description from that online database.
Now,
If I
sorry,
just,
you said that that barcode database that we linked to has got 1 point something billion records.
yeah, yeah, just shy
That's,
of
I
that.
mean, that's insane,
It's
that
crazy.
number of records. But it's part of a community where it's getting this data from a whole bunch of different retailers, and Tower is paying to access that data, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. And the beauty about this one is let's just say I'll give this a cost price of $30.
Yep.
Another AI tool, which I'll show you now, is the AI pricing. So if you're unsure what to price point this item for, or you want to see what your competitors in your local area are selling that product for,
Yep.
I can click on AI pricing, and that's going to analyze your competitors within your location. So without actually naming
Wow.
competitors, it's going to give you 3 different price points of what people are selling that item for. So I'm just going to choose the standard one.
Sorry, so with that comparison, I can then say whether I want to be the lowest or at the midpoint or at the high point, um,
Absolutely.
based on that AI analysis.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Really
Okay.
handy. And the beauty about this is, as I said, it will bring across images as well. So if I click on images, you'll see, as you can see, it's a little raincoat for a dog, but it's brought across the image directly from that online database. So
Yep.
really handy if I do want to connect it to an online store. And another thing, what I'll show you here as well, doesn't seem like a big one, but a massive one. You know, say goodbye to your Canva subscription because we've got the removal background
Yep.
inbuilt into the software as well. So this doesn't have a background, but I can right click on that, click on remove background without having to go through Canva, bringing it back in. I can easily remove the background then and there.
Excellent.
So yeah, it's got an image. I go to my web settings, tick web store item. If I click on web description, there's nothing in there at the moment. But again, while we're on the AI stuff, we can get AI to basically write a bit of a web description or a sales pitch about that item for me.
So what it's going to generate this automatically
Yeah,
from the product listing itself, from the barcode and
exactly.
just the supplier name for the item.
Yeah,
So it
absolutely.
generates that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, my standard description in the software might just be a little 4 or 5 worded description. Obviously, you don't have the ability to have a salesperson online selling the product for you. So the more you can put in this extended or web description, the better it is to, yeah, hopefully sell that product
And I
for you.
can go and edit that if I want and finesse what's written there.
Correct, exactly. Yeah, you can even put in keywords. So if you want the description to incorporate certain keywords, so whether it's um, uh, yeah, what color it is, or whether it's environment friendly, or whatever you sort of want to incorporate, you can do that as well.
Okay. Excellent.
So yeah, tick web store item finished. Not only has that added that product into my database, it'll also appear on my website within a minute or so.
Yep.
With a web description, web price, image, and all the other uh, fields I did. Um, sorry.
So what else might an indie pet retailer look for in the software?
Yeah, so look, just uh, just wrapping up the AI stuff, I'll just show you the stock item blog posts
Yeah.
because that's another really good tool. So I'm finding a lot of people, if they do have an online store, they don't tend to do blog posts. And I've demonstrated this, and it's sort of prompted people to start, I guess, doing blog
Mm.
posts. So again, I'll just copy a barcode across. So if I go add new, I'll scan that barcode in. I don't even know what this item is, but let's just let AI tell me, I guess. So
So just so
over
people
on the
know,
left
what
hand,
we've got on the left-hand side is
yeah,
kind of a prompt that we've generated
yeah,
on helping the AI to come up with this blog post that we now see on the screen.
exactly. Yeah. And you said we've generated it. If you're familiar and across AI, you can change that prompt around if you do
Yep.
want to as well. We've got this generic one that I'm using. It's now told me it's a cat toy. So as you can see, it's why I choose this cat toy. Pretty, boring product that I've chosen it for, but you can imagine if you're starting doing blog posts, the good thing is you can actually schedule these posts in as well. So, I've got customers that will sit there for 20 minutes on a Monday
Yep.
morning, scheduling blog posts for
Just
the
go bang,
following
bang.
week or
And
two.
and look, I can change that prompt over on the left-hand side if I want to finesse the kind of tone of language it's using and things like that too.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. I've got catchy and informative, but if you want to do, humorous or dark
You
or
can tell
whatever
it
it
to
might
use
be.
Australian spelling and all of that
Yeah,
too. Okay.
absolutely. Yeah. And if it
Okay.
does have an image, this item doesn't, but it'll bring across the image as well and send it
Okay.
across to the blog.
Nice. All right.
So yeah, look, that's the AI tools. As I said, I sort of want to emphasize that it is all embedded within the software. So you're not going to third party, you're not, going outside of the software to do things and bring certain things back in.
I
Um,
I don't know whether you have it set up on this version of the software you're looking at now, but I know all of our customers have got access to the Insight dashboard within the
yeah,
software.
yeah, we do.
Um,
Yep.
and the Insight dashboard is um, it's the software in the background curating a range of information about business performance to help a business understand where it's at. Now,
Mm,
you haven't got really any data in what we're showing, but it answers these questions. Where are we at today? What's not selling? What am I missing out on? What sells with what? Is theft an issue? And when are we busiest and quietest? So, for example, I know a business recently with Is Theft an Issue? Uncovered some employee behavior that at first blush they didn't think was right. They then looked at the data a little more carefully and then looked at the closed circuit TV coverage, and they had the evidence that they needed for employee
yeah,
theft that they didn't think was happening in their business,
yeah,
employee theft that our software identified without the business having to do anything. So this insight dashboard, where are we at today? What's not selling? What am I missing out on? What sells with what? Is theft an issue? What am I missing out on is interesting from a pet shop perspective because so much of the retail within a pet business is habit-based retail.
mm,
It's dog food, it's cat food, it's stuff for the fish tank or whatever.
yeah,
These regular visits. If you don't have stock there, when a customer's going to be there to buy it? So we will tell you the value of sales missed out on for whatever period of time you're looking at. And we know that in businesses we look at data for, um, if you look at the top 10% of items that might generate, 30, 40, 50% of their revenue, they'll be typically out of stock around 20% of the time. Now, that
mm.
may not be their fault, but if it is because they haven't ordered, we're going to help them reduce the problems with that.
Yeah, look, really good point. Another one is the what sells well with what.
Hmm.
So it will give you a rank sales report and it will tell you what's selling well with those top 10 selling items. So,
Yep.
if you're selling this product 50% of the time with this product, and they're not grouped together in store, you can, use that data to sort of capitalize on, all right, 50% of the people are buying this product with it. It may
Yep.
be handy. So I might sort of put it next to that product. So,
Okay.
um,
What
yeah.
else do you think an indie pet store or any pet store might be interested in the software?
Look, we've got tools around, as I said, loyalty, um, promotional pricing. So particularly in the pet space, it might be buy, 10 dog food bags and get the 11th free. So that's all handled within the software. I think I've got
Yep.
this set up here, but if I just go to customer sale, Uh, no, I don't. But yeah, normally that would say, this customer's only got eight more to go, seven more to go.
Right.
So, gone are the days of sort of clipping those old school cardboard cards. So the system would track all that for you.
And with loyalty, you're doing points and you're doing cash discounts for stores that want it set up that way.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, correct. Yeah. But
Okay.
look, yeah, the main one these days is certainly the e-commerce integration and yeah, we've got a heap of tools around that to make it easy as well. A lot of people get daunted by starting an online store because essentially it's like running two stores. But the more you can sort of handle from, the software, which you should be doing day to day anyway,
Yep.
the easier it is just your website sort of running off the back of that. So yeah, as I said, as long as that tick box is ticked, you know, and same when we get sales across from your e-commerce platform, you'll actually get a notification here as well. So
Okay.
if you do need to go and pull that off the shelf straight away, your staff can do that.
So let's stop sharing your screen and ask some tough questions.
Yeah.
Um, so when people are looking at software, um, they've got to look not only at what the software does and make sure that the software serves their need. I think it's also important to look to partner with a business that's capable of helping your business thrive.
Mm.
So through Tower, you'd be the first point of contact, for example, that an Indepet business or a pet shop might have in considering the software. But you
Yeah.
don't train the people and you don't install the software. We've got specialists in the business who train our new customers. We've got a help desk team based here in Australia who provide customer service to customers.
Mm.
So we've got all these resources and we've got local developers who are enhancing the software. And we've got a very public facing platform through which our customers can make suggestions on enhancing the software.
Yeah.
And so doing all of those things and by having this kind of broader team and roughly around 3,000 customers across 16 different vertical markets helps us be resourced today, but also into the future. Because one thing we've found as we've done work with pet shops, for example, is there are some similarities to their needs and the needs of garden centres, even though they're two
Mm.
quite different businesses. And
Yeah.
so by doing a lot of work with garden centres has helped us with pet, and by doing a lot of work with pet has helped us with garden centres.
Yeah.
And so somebody who builds a relationship with you through the sales process, you very, quickly pass them on to other parts of the company.
Mm.
And what would you say about kind of the other services the company provides and the other people that our customers have access to?
Yeah, look, I guess well, firstly, it's real people. And that seems like a shock saying that. But these days, the amount of times that people come to be inquiring about the software, whatever they're using previously,
Yeah,
they don't get real help. It might be a provider that sort of might come back with help 24, hours later when they ask a question. So yeah, real help, real time. That's the main thing. And also people with retail experience. As you know, we've got retail stores ourselves, not specifically pet stores, but everyone on the help desk or the installation team has done some sort of training. So not only are they getting a technical background of the software, but I guess a retail background as well. So they can have that, retail conversation with people when they're calling the help desk.
when you say they've had retail training, a lot of them actually have worked in retail businesses. I mean, you
Yeah.
grew up in the family business.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, yeah. Literally grew up. I think I was crawling there first when I first started serving customers, and then, yeah. But yeah, like, and that's what I mean. Most of the people within the company have had experiences in other departments within the company as well. Like,
Yeah.
I started doing support. I then moved into installations and now sales as well. So, um, yeah, you get that experience across multiple departments.
So if an indie pet retailer or any other pet retailer wants to look at the software, they can email sales at towersystems.com.au.
Yeah,
They can also call us on 1300 662 957.
that's correct. Yeah. Yep.
But because we're a pretty transparent company, if they wanted, they could call your mobile,
Absolutely. Yeah.
which
Yep.
is
0434 365 789.
okay.
Um,
Um, and I mention that because we are that kind of business.
yeah.
Our customers have got access to our details, and as you said earlier, it is a very human business because Retail is all about human interaction. And
Yep,
so we're trying to serve retailers in that similar human interaction way.
absolutely. Yep.
All right. Any final words?
No, no final words. I think that's wrapped it up.
Okay,
Hopefully
cool.
hear from people soon.
Thank you.
Thanks.